Good morning. Welcome to my channel. My name is Lynn and I'm glad you're here. Whether you are a new viewer or you are a returning viewer, I welcome you. I'm glad you took a little bit of your time out of your day to hang out with me and to see what I'm up to. Today I'm going to let you know real quick, it's all about the 12 cast stones of 2026. So I'm sharing 4 patterns today. If you think that is something that you're interested in, stick around, grab you a project, grab you something to drink, and hang out with me for a few minutes. Now, I have my tea. Because it's 17, it's 10 o'clock now. It was 17 degrees when I woke up at 5:30. And it's 20 degrees now. It's a beautiful sunny day. It's beautiful as long as you're inside and warm and cozy and So this is the second installment of the cast stone videos. Now, later after I get all these introduction cast stones out of the way, I will be sharing weekly updates on my 12 cast stones. So let's go ahead and get started. The first one I'm going to show you is a hat. A hat. Now keep in mind, I have not done much more of some of these than just simply cast on, because my idea when I started doing this, and before I start any of that, this is a make along with Ange from Yarn and Yarns. Her link is down below. It's going to be in all of these 12 cast stones for 2026 videos. So go check her out. She's doing some fun stuff too, and she has a list of quite a few other podcasters that are doing something similar. Not something similar. They're doing the make along. So, and it's not only knit. You can knit and you can crochet. This video should come out before the end of January. So if you want to grab you something and cast it on before the end of January, join us. Now, when I was doing this, I had an idea for all 12 cast ons that I wanted to do, and I did that in the introductory video, and I said what yarns I wanted to try to start them with, and I don't think all of those are going to pan out, but you'll see them as we go along. And some that I've cast on, I may have to tink back, or I may have to redo completely. Today, I'm going to start with the Bewind Hat. I like it. Now, these are all free Ravelry patterns. I did not choose a paid pattern because I figured if y'all, my knitters out there, if y'all wanted to do any of these patterns, I wanted to be able to have a free option for you. So this one is Bewind Hat by Linnell Kosher. And if y'all hear anything in the background, that is the kittens tearing up the bathroom on that wall. They're mad because I guess 4.5 hours in my lap was not enough for them. So anyway, it is the Bewind Hat, and it's got this pretty little feature. It's got a spiral up to the crown of the head. And I wanted to do, they did this originally in an ombre type yarn, but I wanted to do it in solid yarn to see if I can see how pretty that spiral is. I have only started the ribbing, barely, and I am using, now if you know anything, if you watched the very first video, I am using all stash yarn for this, because I also have a challenge going for myself, Stash Busting 2026, to where I'm only using stash yarn for that challenge. It is 2,026 grams of knitting items, and I'm sorry my hair is like right there in my eyeball, and I'm trying to get it out. It's 2,026 grams of knitted items and 2,026 grams of crocheted items. So you're gonna have a flashback here for a second. Remember when Red Heart did the Ogos? Yep. I'm doing this in Red Heart Ogo because I wanted to do it in a solid color. And the Karen 1 pound acrylics are too thick, I think. But what I am finding out is I'm not crazy about acrylic yarn and 4mm needles. Or not acrylic yarn. For weight, or otherwise worsted weight acrylic, or probably worsted weight anything with 4mm needles. It's very stiff to move on my needles, and I use CashAPP. Well, these are not CashAPP. I think these are, honestly, they might have been a pair of the knitting needle set that I got off of Temu when I was doing Fishland, because I did want to try them out. Now, I will say, having all those extra needles right now is a blessing, because I am using my fixed CashAPPs. I'm using these Temu versions. I'm using my interchangeable CashAPPs. And I even went looking to see if any of my very first knitting needles, my boy from back in 98, if they were even in there. Or 97. No. '97. 96 or 97. Anyway. But I didn't have any 4mm. So I'm just glad that I do have a good array of assortments to try. Plus, it's like I can make them kind of work most of the time, but one thing I don't like about the cheaper version, this was the same way with the boy. This is why I love my CashAPP, and I'll show you in a second when I show you my work on the CashAPPs. It's the tip different. The tip difference. It's a very dull, roundy tip. That doesn't affect my knitting. It just makes it a little bit less of a pleasurable experience for me. But anyway, the Bewind Hat, I'm really liking it. The way it's going to curve up. I mean, I'm really liking it, yeah. I've knit 4 rows. Now, I told y'all that I am trying combination knitting because of the way my left hand is not back in full force yet. It is coming along, but unfortunately it's not fully there yet. I am, someone commented on a video before that I needed to do it a certain way, and I wasn't sure if they were talking about in the round or flat, because I've watched numerous videos trying to see what the difference is, and everybody, it's just like regular knitting. Everybody has a different way they combination knit, and I'm not finding one that is giving me the same results as my standard my standard continental knitting when I do my purls. I can do my knits fine, but when I do my purls, the structure, the way you wrap your yarn is different, and I honestly don't know which way I do. When my hand starts to cooperate a little bit more, I will show y'all that. Oops, I meant to put that in there. I will show y'all that, and hopefully that'll make sense to some of you. Because, oh yes, and not only am I glad I have so many extra knitting needles, I'm glad I have so many project bags. One I had to put in a Walmart bag, though, because I ran out of project bags. 11 project bags. And one you'll see here in a minute. You know what I forgot to do? Is that any better? Y'all, it's the morning. It is a morning. That's all I can say. This might highlight how swollen my eyes are. Not anything knitting related. I took off my makeup last night, and I don't wear... Usually, I used to wear mascara and eyeliner. But the eyeliner started irritating my eyes, so I stopped wearing it, and I just started using just mascara. And then probably a couple weeks ago, I was like, you know what? I need a little bit more color on my eyes, so I started using a little bit of a beigey, browny eyeshadow. So last night I was taking my makeup off, the whole mascara and a little bit of eyeshadow off, right? I had these makeup pads, and they had mineral oil on them, right? It's an Almay makeup remover. And my eyes, I felt like I was looking through Vaseline all night. And so I must have got some in my eyes. And apparently they've just poofed out this morning. Now, if you're new here, welcome to my squirrel moment. Did not mean to slurp that. But, you know, I have random thoughts. That's why I have squirrels over here. I have squirrels on my wall. I have, actually, that's a squirrel and a, not a groundhog. What is the other one? It's a cute little thing. Prairie dog. I had to think about it for a second. I like prairie dogs. But anyway, because I do watch this one little prairie dog on YouTube. Mushy or Mishi or Poppy. Because Poppy pops. Every time his owner, her owner, her, I don't know whether it's a girl or boy prairie dog. But anyway, okay. Squirrel moment over. So, this right here, this was actually a free gift off of Temu Fishland. And I love it. I mean, it's a decent little tote bag. And if y'all ever want one like this, let me know, and I might be able to construct one. Because for those of you who don't know, I sell hand-sewn project bags on my website, which is linked below. Always below my website is always below my videos. But I did honestly think about doing one like this, because how handy is this? It's just like a drawstring. I just don't know how hard. Actually, I might try to make one of those. That would get that other one out of... No, I can't do that one because that's a shirt. And I don't know that a shirt would fit in one like this. So my shirt needs to stay on the drawstring. Alright, so second pattern today is Hermione's Everyday Sock. Now this one right here, I have my own vanilla sock pattern, which you will see in a minute. But there's only 2 sock patterns that I knit continuously. Mainly it is my vanilla sock pattern with striped yarn, self-patterning yarn, you know, all that fun stuff. But when I do solid colors, I do want a little bit of texture, and I'm not a huge fan of cables on my feet. Because for what little bit of sock shows above my shoe, I'm not going through all that work. But I do want a little bit of texture. So Hermione's Everyday Sock. And all of these will be linked down below. Hermione's Everyday Socks right here is by Erica Luder. Another free pattern. And I am using this Premier Serenity sock. Now this is, it used to be up under saying it was Deborah Norville Serenity sock. Because this right here was this is actually leftover from when I bought a lot when they were discontinuing this at my Hobby Lobby, probably in 2019, 2020. I bought the rest of that they had, because at the time my son was in college, and this is what I made his socks with. So this is charcoal. Okay. Oh, no. Yeah. I'm about to say, I'm sitting here looking at it, and it says charcoal, carbon. I'm like, wait. Is it charcoal or carbon? It is. Pardon me. Hold on 1 second. Okay. So, charcoal. And you cannot see. Now, all right, this is an example of the way the ribbing looks with this combination knitting. And I'm going to leave this, even if I can get use of my other way back, because I turned this one inside out. Oops. This is the way the ribbing looked if I would have left it be, which is not horrible, okay? I probably should have left that. Oh well. I've already turned it around and started the Hermione pattern. But this will be a different way to see my socks now, right? So I am like 3 rows in on the knit, and it's so, these 9-inch circulars are so tiny, you're not going to be able to see that very well. But I'm excited to get going on these. And frankly, socks normally only take me 2 days for a pair, because I carry them everywhere. If I am, the only time I don't have them basically on me, somewhere on my body, hanging on my wrist, is when I'm cleaning or cooking. But now with cooking, if it's something that is on the stove and I can step 2 steps away, then it's on the counter waiting on me. Did I tell you I love to knit? Knitting was my first love. I learned to knit first. Way before, like I said, this is like 96, 97. Way before YouTube ever thought about being. And I learned off of still pictures. You know, just, it was on the web pages, but it was just pictures. So, that right there, that's 2 down. Alright? Now, this is what I was telling y'all. Some of my project bags are doing double duty. I have a Stephanie Z crocheted market bag in the bottom of this, but I needed a bag for this t-shirt. So I was like, you know what? We're gonna hijack this bag, because I was in the middle of ripping out one of my knitted towels. Those are on my website too if you want those. Yes, I know, shameless plug. I have knitting, crochet, and sewn items. I have all of those items on my webpage. But anyway, so I had decided I didn't like the way the colors were falling in the knitted hand towel. So I was ripping it out and making a market bag. And then, unfortunately, I suffered a very severe concussion to where I lost the use of my left side of my body. I lost total use of it for about a month. And then it slowly, I was starting to move my arm and move my shoulder and starting to move my leg. It took me about a month before, maybe a month and a half before I could walk without my walker. So, there was no crocheting, no knitting. There was a lot of diamond painting then. But I am well on my way to recovery. So I just haven't picked back up that market bag, because I've been crocheting so many fun things. If you want to know, look at my other videos on my channel. Okay, so this right here, this is, let me pull it up. Sorry. I have everything on my Ravelry in my projects. All right, this is At the Seaside by Fraulein. Yeah, this is German. It's going to be linked down below. I'm not going to butcher that person's name. And I don't even think I could say it. But it says At the Seaside not only in summer in parentheses. But this one right here, I am using a combination of yarns. This I started last night, and I think I'm going to have to tink it back. Alright, because this one right here, let me show you the yarn first. I am using Ice Bamboo Baby. It is 60% bamboo and 40% polyamide. So I'm using this, and I'm going to grab the one with the wrapper still on it. Back, I want to say 2 years ago. Not quite 2 years ago, because my channel is almost 2 years old. So it's probably about 1 year and 8 months ago. I was on Temu, and I was like, let me try their yarns. And so far, I have not had a problem with their Temu yarns because I got all cotton. I didn't get any acrylic. I just got just pure cotton. And this is one of them. This and the ice yarns. Those are going to be the two colors of my at the Seaside. Now, I will say this. I can meet row gauge. I mean, I can meet stitch gauge, but my row gauge, I have a lot more rows than they do, so I'm going to have to alter the way I do the V-neck and then the length of it and everything so that my V-neck doesn't start way up here. Or way down here. I can't remember. Did I mention I had a concussion? Yeah, my brain stuff is not fully with it. Anyway, now, this lovely little thing right here. Let me see if I can hold my needle, but I can't fully do a whole lot with my, in fact, I haven't been long been able to ditch my tensioning ring that, I see your comments. I see your name. And it's just, I'm sorry, sweetheart. I know you bought these rings for me. And I'm embarrassed. But thank you. Shannon, Jesus. Right? Please tell me I'm right. But anyway, as far as the crocheting goes, I just now got to where I didn't have to use that tensioning ring. So anyway, I did this last night and this morning, only to find out, I think, because see this, I've not done a whole lot of experimenting in garments. I've made my own self-drafting stuff, but this is the first time I have really delved into getting into a lot of patterns, probably in the last 7 months, 8 months, but I haven't done but a few. I've done the Perfect Tee by Originally Lovely, and I started on the Aria Tee. Ended up having to rip that out because it wasn't working the way I wanted it to. And in fact, the Aria Tee is on my 12 Cast Ons. That's coming in the next Cast On video. I haven't fully decided how I'm going to work that one yet. But anyway, so this one right here, I know how to do raglan increases. I know make one right, make one left. I know knit through the front loop, back loops. This one has something called FL. I can't remember. I think it's FLCI and BL. It's front loop, back loop, but you lift the loops. Increase. Okay, so I was confused. The author here, she linked a video in the pattern to learn how to do those increases, but I think I've done something wrong. I'm gonna try to get my face out of there so you can see it, but I think I've done something wrong because those don't look like they should. But it is telling me that I am on the right track. I do think I'm going to like the gray. I would have loved to done red and black, but I used the red and black cotton for my niece a Georgia Bulldog tank top. Yes, she's a size 0 in pants, so she's like an extra small in tops. But I had only bought 2 balls, which would have been enough if I could find them. I put them in a bag somewhere and I lost them. Now that was a good probably year before my concussion, so I'm not really sure why I can't remember where I put them, but for some reason it's a total blank. I can't even see the name of the yarn, the black yarn. It was this, because I had to buy this red. I originally bought a different red, but it was a lot more burgundy leaning, purple leaning, which implies a gamecock burgundy, which it's a whole college football rivalry thing around here. So there was no way I was going to make my niece a, yes, she's grown. She's 28 years old, but I don't want her to be scrapping people. And she's feisty enough. She would probably fight somebody if they said, oh, you're a Gamecock fan? No, she's a Bulldog fan. But anyway, so if I would have loved to have done that, if I could find it. And who knows, I may completely rip this out and start over now that I fully understand the way, because she says in her pattern that she's going to do it differently, but here's a video of the way you do it. Okay, so I'm watching the video, which wasn't very clear, and not for me anyway. And I've tried to look up to see if there was any other kind of tutorials to show that kind of lift increase, and it was the only one that I could find on YouTube. Blew me away that there was only one kind. Did I say I wasn't sleeping very well? I got probably about 3.5 hours sleep last night. So, when I was looking at it and trying to do it, I was following, instead of stopping and listening, because usually I can follow along and it teaches me better than just watching it and then trying to do it. I learn by doing. So if I'm doing it, now I did learn by doing it, and I learned that I was doing it the wrong way on the first few setup rows. So all of this work, and I know it doesn't seem like much, but this is an hour and a half last night and 2 hours this morning. So I'm knitting a lot slower than I usually do, but the one thing I did like about it is I could start this off and I don't have to worry about ribbon. Knit stitches are fine with my left hand. Now the make one left to make one right, those are a little finicky. I have to do it with my right needle and then position it the correct way on my left needle, because I can't maneuver the left needle properly to do that. That's one reason why I was struggling with these lifted increases, because it was just, but now I have heard it's just too hard right now with this hand. So this might have to be put up on the back burner for just a little bit until I regain more use of my left hand. But the way that it's a contiguous, I almost could not get that word out, shoulder shaping for a seamless top. And I'm excited because, like I was saying when I first started introducing this piece, it's teaching me a new thing. But the thing is you have to do your lifted increases, your left leaning and right leaning lifted increases. Then you have to do your make one left, make one right, make one left increases twice on each row. So you have to kind of know what the heck you're doing. And you have to be mindful. Now, this is going to be my top. So I have no problem with my cats being on me while I'm knitting. But you see these little things dangling, right? They have attracted my kittens so bad. But I was trying to figure out a way, and incidentally, I did it because she has you using marker A, marker B, and marker C. And I think there might be a marker D, but I'm not sure. I haven't got that far in the pattern. So I ended up using markers, 2 blue markers. These are the little light bulb stitch markers. I used 2 blue ones on marker A, and then I used 2 red ones that hold some dangly little markers on marker B, and then I used a light blue, like a baby blue, on my marker C's, right? So I could probably take these little things out, and I probably will leave them off when I go to fix this. Because my kittens, let me tell you, I'm sitting here trying to watch the TV, this lady telling us how to make these lifted increases, and read my pattern on my phone, which the teeny tiniest little things, they're so tiny. The little letters. They're tiny. Because when I zoom in, I can't see the whole sentence, so I can't see what's coming to go ahead and make sure I have it mentally in my head. Yes, I'm strange, but this is the way I'm having to read patterns right now. I'm hoping that, we're significantly, thoroughly aggravated with the way it's not a royal we. I am thoroughly, I can't even talk right, aggravated with the way I am having to do things with my thinking's just not 100% the way it usually is. Now, it is coming back better, but like I said, Rome wasn't built in a day, and my brain is not going to get back with the program in one day. Now, I am sorry you were probably going to be seeing this close to the end of January. It is not January when it is January when I'm filming this, but it's not the end of January. So hopefully by the time you see this hot mess is getting better. Oh, and I am drinking my tea out of a mug that my sweet friend Brandy sent me when I lost my kitty cat Skittles in September 5th, matter of fact. She grabbed this picture off of Facebook, and she sent me a picture. I think she sent it to me in text. And it was this beautiful picture of Skittles with the sunrise, sunset, I can't really tell, and then with her name. And for Christmas, she sent me this mug. Isn't that so sweet? I love it. And she sent me my squirrel. My little fluffy soft squirrel. Okay. So, squirrel moment over. Promise. Alright, for my last item today. Oops, I almost dropped something. In this another freebie from Temu. I won a lot of stuff on Fishland. I'm going to just tell you. I played a lot of Fishland. This one right here is just my vanilla my vanilla sock pattern. And I thought that, this is the second pair I've made with this yarn. And I thought that I was going to manipulate the colors because I wasn't really crazy about the colors to begin with. This one, by the way, is a Universal Yarns easel. Hang tight. But y'all see how much yarn of this I have? So I figured I might as well. Alright. It is called Coloring Book. Number 101, Coloring Book. Now, I did try to manipulate it. But I should have started with this and eliminated this. Which this one isn't the bad part. It's the orangey stuff that I'm about to come into after the pink. It looks brown, but as I'm knitting it up, it goes It definitely has an orange tint. And I thought, after my first pair of socks, I was like, oh, you know, I can manipulate the color. There's plenty enough yarn left, right? Because this was a 100-gram skein of yarn for 437 yards. Basically, I could make one of my size socks with 50 grams of yarn. So I thought, okay, you know what? I'll make it work. I'll manipulate the colors. And then proceeded to forget to manipulate the colors, because I manipulated them wrong. I mean, I'm not horribly mad at it, but I'm not crazy about it either, you know? So I don't know if I'm going to continue with this color. I may start another pair, pull this out and start another pair and try to figure out something that I can do with this yarn. Because, you know, I could make a hat. Since I've already got one pair of socks like this, and if I can't manipulate the colors like I want, I could make a hat and put it for sale. Or I could donate it. You know, oh wow, I hear the kittens. So, those are my 4 cast ons for this video. So, that brings me to a total of 8 cast ons so far. Now, I do have 2 more that I need to cast on. For the last video, I have 2 already cast on, and I need to cast on the other 2. Wish me luck on that. I may wait. As long as I cast them on by January 31st, I should be okay. And y'all have to forgive me. I just got my calendar back in here, and I was so excited because, you know, for 2 or 3 weeks I didn't have, no, about 2 weeks. Yeah, I think it was about 2 weeks that I didn't have a calendar over here, you know. So every time I go to try to reference something, I look and like, okay, now I know where I'm at in a month. But I do want to try to get those others cast on. The one is a shirt that I'm not sure. The gauge is very, very close. So I still should be able to knit it. But I don't think that I'm going to be able to do my size. Typically, I wear the large. Not because I am a large. It's my bust is 40 inches and I got some good shoulders. I mean, I'm wide. Yeah. It's frustrating. I will never be able to fit in a medium size. Trust me. I got down to where I was 124 pounds. And I'm not there now. Because after not being able to walk very well, I gained some weight over the holidays. And it ain't just because I enjoyed Thanksgiving and Christmas. That's part of it. But another part is because I couldn't get out and walk and exercise and all that good stuff. So, anyway. I know you didn't come on for that. But I am going to never, ever get into... I mean, I'm thinking that with my gauge so different, I might be able to knit the... No, that's reverse. Because if I knit tight and I try to do a medium, it's going to be like an extra small. So, nope, still can't. Even in this situation, I still can't knit a medium. I'll probably have to knit like an extra large. Because my knitting is super tight right now. My knitting is normally average. Normally I can hit gauge pretty easy with most patterns. But with garments, it's a whole nother ballgame. Hats and fingerless gloves and, you know, that kind of things. But I'm talking tops, you know. I don't have a whole lot of experience. After this, I'm going to. I'm not kidding you. After this, I'm going to have a lot of experience knitting tops. But, because in this one, I have 4 tops, 4 socks, and 4 hats. That's my lineup for my 12 cast ons for 2026. But anyway, I'm going to get off here. I have some things I need to get done today, and I still don't know what I'm going to do for dinner. I would say give me some suggestions, but by the time you see this, I'll have eaten quite a few dinners. And I'm sorry, I normally don't do these videos like this. In fact, these have been knitted up. They've been started probably for a week and a half now, along with the other two that will be in the very last video. I will probably wait on those till closer to the time I record it and post it toward the end of the month. In fact, I don't even know if that last video will actually air in January. I know I'm going to be casting on in January, and I will probably... I may film it right after I cast on. I'll see. Because I don't really like to film in advance. I feel like it's... I mean, when I'm doing a clipped vlog type thing, I don't mind doing a little bit ahead of time. Especially if it's on a project that I'm trying to work on. Like tutorials and stuff like that. I don't mind doing it that way. But for my everyday videos, I don't know. So, I'm going to get off here, and I hope y'all have a great day today, night, morning, whenever you get a chance to watch this. I hope you have a great one, and I hope you find some little bit of joy today, and just find something to smile about, or something that just lights up your heart. Okay? In the meantime, I will see you in... Oh, I was about to say, in the meantime, I'll see... I will see you on the next video. But in the meantime, have a great one. That's what I was trying to say. Blah, blah, blah. Have a good one. I'll see y'all later. Bye.